Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 149 and today I have got some very good news to start off with in today's episode. We now have internet in the new studio, or at least we have an internet connection. Okay, we've got an internet connectivity port, which is the start. 10 to 15 days I will have internet in there, and that means that we can finally actually start moving into this place, because at this point in time obviously I'm using the old studio and the new studio is empty. There's absolutely nothing in there. There's some camera equipment, some of my lights, but that's pretty much it. Now, once we get the internet, I can begin the process of moving over computers, getting everything set up, and basically converting it into the proper studio, the studio that we are going to be using. So this is like the first step, and it has got me extremely excited, and I cannot wait to be there, even though I have some slightly bad news, which is the fact that construction work seems to have started literally next door, literally today. I was there waiting for the people from BT to come over and fit my internet, and lo and behold, the people turned up with drills and hammers and everything like that and started making a right old racket. So there is a chance that we could have a bit of an issue on our hands. Hopefully we won't. But I guess I'll keep you guys updated on that one. But anyway, aside from all of that funny business, we have got a bunch of really awesome plans for today's episode. Hopefully they are going to be happening off in this direction over here. There is a farm that I've always wanted to build that I haven't built at all on Hermitcraft Series 4 just yet, and it is going to be monstrous. But I have to design it first. I have no clue if this thing is going to work. So, I have just done some designing in my Redstone testing world of a tree farm concept that I thought was going to work, which was going to be like a snake of sheep going around like this. It doesn't work. It's totally broken. They basically just jump around a lot. Oh, we have got a lot of thinking to do here. Ladies and gentlemen, this new design might not be the most efficient, and it might not be the most resource light. In fact, it's probably one of the resource heavy ones. But I think it's awesome. So the idea is that when our little sheep over here eats the grass, he gets new grass delivered straight underneath his feet. How cool is that? Eats grass, new grass is delivered, thank you very much. It's just a super simple little piston feed tape that is going to transfer grass whenever it gets eaten. So the idea is that we can have maybe, I don't know, 10 sheep inside this area right here, and whenever one of them eats it, new grass gets delivered, and then they can eat the grass, and then it will swap around. It's perfect. Seriously perfect. Expensive, very inefficient, a little bit silly, but it involves a bunch of redstone, and I think that is ideal for the Hermitcraft server. I love this thing. Maybe the new water dispenser that I just added could do with, could probably do with some work. Fence posts, probably not the best idea for that one. So, if we wanted to make all 16 colours of wool, all in different farms, this is what the super sheep farm would end up looking like. Now, it's quite tall. It is quite tall. How tall is that? We're at y equals 136, and we started at y equals 60. I mean, that's not too bad. It's not like thousands and thousands of blocks tall. And I do think it would be a hilarious addition to the base. Yep, this thing is getting built. This is definitely getting built. Actually, I think this is probably about 1,000,000 times better. We have got all of the sheep right there. We can have like an elevator going up straight through the middle, or some form of ladder, and we have got all 16 colours of wool in a nice sort of cube. It's like a sheep cube. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we just need to turn that into green, and there we go. We now have all 16 different colours of wool. So I managed to gather up the white wool. Obviously that's very easy. The black wool, had to buy some squid from False Symmetry, and the green wool, I had to smelt up some cactus from the cactus farm. But this is now good to go. So we are now ready to build our Technicolor sheep farm that we've just designed, and I still think it will look really, really good off in that corner right there. So I'm going to scope it out, see if it will fit, and then we can start work. Bit of a progress update for you guys. I have done a lot of crafting of redstone resources. I've also had to buy a few redstone resources as well, But we are finally all geared up with redstone, and I have got our first little module all in place. So this is the redstone all done and dusted. We have got the full piston feed tape, that is the observer right about there, and that is going to be spinning around all of our grass blocks. Now the good news is that this design right here is just 19 by 20. Yeah, 19 by 20. So this and the other one and the other one and the other one is 19 by 20, and we have got like a perfect 19 by 20 area right here, which means that this design is just going to be slotting in at the back of the industrial district as like a sort of new part of the base, because it's not going to look like anything from the industrial district, but it's just going to be nestled away back here behind this massive cliff, which should end up looking really, really cool. But anyway, as I say, we've got the first one done. Now I'm going to start work on the next one, and we've got, well, after that, another 14 to do. So it's going to be quite a big project today, I think. Guys, I am beginning to find a little bit of a rhythm, and this thing is going to look epic once it's done. I am so excited for this build. I really, really am. Although I definitely could have pushed it further over. Oh no. Have I done my maths wrong? This just looks daft. Hopefully this is going to be enough dirt to fill in the entire system, although I mean, we're going to need lots and lots of grass here. One layer has been completed, and yeah, it definitely way too far over towards this hill right here. So I think at some point in the near future, we're going to have to do a little bit of terraforming just to cut that back a little bit to make it look a tiny bit more centered. But other than that, it looks good. A really, really good start. I really like the idea. I think the idea of the farm is seriously cool. So I cannot wait to see this thing in action. It's probably going to cause a lot of lag. Hadn't thought of that in the slightest. So I apologize massively to all of the hermits for the fact that I'm going to have constantly running piston feed tapes in my base. But no, I just apologise. There's no excuses there. Anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to build the second layer of this thing, and I think that's when it is really going to start taking shape. I'm not going to lie, guys. This second layer right here was rapid. We have managed to build this super fast. So I have got high hopes that this entire farm is going to be fully completed by the end of today's episode. And as you may be able to notice, I've sort of gone for like a colour theme here. So the bottom layer is going to be hot colours. So we've got yellow, orange, red and white. I guess white hot. And then we have got the sort of pinky, purpley, magenta-y and kind of a mix of them in this section right here. So that's how I'm going to know where these wool colours are. And then as far as the other ones are concerned, obviously we can have black, grey, light grey and white. Would have been really, really good for that one. But I guess we'll go green. And then we can have all of the other colours. Where are the other colours? I can't remember the other colours of wool. Ah! Oh, no. Oh, well, I suppose we can do the blues. Yeah, that works. This is looking mega. It is looking absolutely mega. Right, I reckon next two layers, these are going to go in really, really nice and quickly because I now know what I'm doing. I can place in the blocks really, really fast. I just looked at those Endermen for sure. Huh, they don't seem that... Oh, okay. I looked at him to check out if I looked at him. Oh, what an idiot. But yeah, as I was going to say, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to do the next two sections as a third-person time-lapse. That way you can see all of the blocks being placed. You can see the entire thing being constructed right before your eyes. And also, yeah, progress updates are getting a little bit boring now, aren't they? So, let's crack on with that. So in today's time-lapse chat, I want to talk to you guys about what my plans are for the future of Hermitcraft. Because obviously, you know, we're working on tons and tons of projects, and lots of those projects are now beginning to be finished. So we have the industrial district, that's now done. The drone, I would say, is pretty much fully completed. I can't think of anything else that I really want to add up in there. We've got the Bat Cave, which I would say, yeah, I'd say that's finished. We have a missile silo, we've got all the computer systems, we have the combat training area, we've got a Batmobile, we have armor equipping stations, security systems, we've got piston doors, elytra doors. There's loads of stuff in that area right there. So we're going to be leaving that alone because I don't think there's anything else that I really fancy adding. Obviously, we now have this new sheep farm that we're going to be working on, but I've been writing out a few ideas for what I want to do in the future. So there's a few bits and pieces in here. These were literally just really quick ideas that I sort of came up with on the fly. I was just writing them down in my little YouTube book. So number one is to build myself an actual house. I can't remember. I can't remember the last time I actually had like a proper base. In Hermitcraft Series 2, I think I had the house in the spawn town, but I never used it. I had a bedroom in Hermitcraft Series 3, which isn't really particularly very much of a base, and I don't think I really used that. But I feel like in Hermitcraft Series 4, we need to get ourselves an actual house, like an actual place that I can call my home. So maybe that could be something to work on. But then also, we have a tree farm. Some form of automatic tree farm would be quite cool to build. I don't know if it would be wither powered or not. I feel like if it was wither powered, that'd be amazing. But I also feel like I could end up destroying half of my base, which would be pretty bad. And then we have a squid farm. Obviously, Squid Farm, pretty simple. Hermitron Go, I really want to learn how to play that. I've just been sat here very confused, so I think I'm going to ask one of the hermits to help me on that one. We've got stuff with the Death Star, although I would say that project is pretty much completed as well. I mean, I can't think of anything else that I want to add to it. And also, there's a massive Death Star on the Hermitcraft server now, underneath the ground. It's completely bonkers. Then we've got a Total Wipeout Assault course. I think I wrote this idea down after I had just built Total Wipeout in Minecraft using Redstone and everything like that, and it's a ton of fun. Don't know how well it will work on the server though. And then we have just like the door game, you know, where you have the 3 doors and then they close, and yeah, it's a little bit confusing. Piston House and Smart Mine, and obviously I did the Smart Mine the other day. So those are sort of my ideas at this point in time. But I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear ideas that you want to see me do on the Hermitcraft server, because obviously you're the ones who are watching it. if you come up with a really good idea that all of you really want to see, then of course I will crack on and do it. But anyway, let's hop back onto the Hermitcraft server. And that, my friends, is that. We now have ourselves a massive sheep farm in the corner of the industrial district. This thing looks awesome. Honestly, it almost just perfectly fits in with the landscape. Apart from like the brightly coloured wool, it's like the perfect height. It just looks like part of the hill. That is so awesome. Right, let's just try our best to fly up. I only have 4 of these things and I've just used 2 of them, which isn't particularly brilliant. That looks absolutely epic. Obviously, all of this dirt is going to be turned into grass. I'm actually going to pop up to the base now and grab some of that. But I also want to see what this thing looks like from the very top of the drone. I imagine, though, probably looks quite cool. I mean, right now we are struggling to see it. So let's see if we can clouds off. That is mega. Awesome. I am so chuffed with this thing. For such a silly idea, that looks so much better than the original design that I came up with. If I'd built that original design, it probably would have looked pretty terrible. But this design right here is really fancy. I hope it works properly. I have just thought that servers can be slightly different to single player worlds, and the sheep still could fall through the blocks. But anyway, we only have, oh dear, we only have 2 and a bit stacks of grass. I think we're going to need a lot more than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some diamonds and we're going to head off to the shopping district. I really hope this is stocked up. No! Oh, well, I've got a silk touch shovel. Shall I just... yeah, I'll just go out in the fields. After destroying the local landscape, I am now in the process of filling in these things with grass. Now, unfortunately, this does kind of ruin the style of it a little bit. I quite like the fact that it was like raw exposed piston tapes. I thought that looked really cool. But obviously we need to do this because otherwise the grass isn't going to spread and this is just going to continue being like a dirt reel, which is not particularly brilliant for our little sheep farm. So I'm going to place in all of the blocks, and then this thing will be fully completed. Just the final few blocks now. We've got grass going in on all of the corners, and there we go. This thing is now fully placed in, and you can see that the grass is spread to a decent quantity of all of our feed tape. So now here comes the moment of truth. Does it actually look cool now that we just have massive pads of grass? Yes and no. It doesn't look as mechanical anymore. Oh, that's a shame. It doesn't look quite as mechanical as it did beforehand. So originally it looked like very obviously Redstone-y, and it looked like it had, you know, lots and lots of contraptions going on. Now it looks more like a conventional sheep farm, which is good. It's good and bad. I still like this thing, and I still think it looks amazing. I would be very interested to know how many diamonds I have spent in today's episode. We bought all of the wool. We bought... oh, I think it's just the wool. So not that many. Next up on the to-do list is to add in all of the dispensers and all of the sheep holding areas. So this is where all of the sheep are going to be going. And I've just thought, how on earth am I going to get sheep into this thing? That is going to be an episode worth watching. But anyway, I've got a lot of dispensers to place, a lot of glass to place, and this thing will have everything redstone-wise all in place. That will be the actual basis of the farm completed. So this right here is the final dispenser. The final set of glass is now in. And then we've got the stone and the button. Button. Okay. Dispensers are in. This thing is now ready for action. The only thing that I will say is that it is currently a bit of a mob spawner. It is... These are basically like spawning pads for mobs at this point in time. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab torches. I think torches will do. We're not going to get all fancy and start using glowstone and everything like that. And we'll make sure that this thing is fully lit up and ready to receive billions of sheep. Each one of these is now completely spawn-proof. We've got 4 torches on each and every one of the platforms, and if we pop into the light levels, you can see that the lowest it gets down to is about 10 or 11, which means that hopefully we shouldn't get any mobs spawning up here and causing any issues. So yep, that's like level 9. Cool, okay, everything is looking good. Right, final thing to do now. We have got a whole bunch of dirt pillars going throughout this entire build, and I feel like they definitely need to be removed. The only thing that I will say is that this is the most difficult design to navigate ever. It is seriously difficult. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build an elevator off out in this direction, and then this is going to be like the main walkway going through the center here on each one of these levels, and that's where the sheep are going to be bobbing up and down. So that's actually going to work quite nicely. So we're going to have like a bunch of layers. That's going to be the first walkway, second one, third one, and fourth one, and then we'll have an elevator going up right there that's like a multi-floor one. I'm getting excited for this already, and then we can build like a big sheep farm storage area type thing, and we can have like all different colors of wool out in this area. This place is going to end up looking absolutely brilliant. I know I've said that quite a lot in today's episode, and I can promise you I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, okay? I'm really not. I'm just really happy that this piston feed tape design actually works. It's sort of something that I've had in my head for a long time, but unfortunately, due to the way that sheep fall through the block, it never used to work. So then I came up with an idea of having like water get dispensed as the pistons move around. In fact, did I upload a video on that? I think I did. I think I've actually posted... Hang on. Yeah, it's called the Simple Popcorn Treat... Oh my word! It's called the Simple Popcorn Sheep Farm. I wonder if there's... Is there a world download? That was my old intro playing there. No. I'm going to look in the old testing world. There it is. I've spotted it already. No way. Right, we are playing in the latest update here. But here it is. The Wool-O-Matic sheep shearing thingy. So you hit the button, there's water there, And then, of course, we had like a bud switch. I wonder what sort of... Okay, we used an old-fashioned bud switch right there, which no longer works. But that would detect the block update and then cycle the blocks around. So there we go. And the way that we stopped the sheep from falling through was, I think we used water. Like, water had to be dispensed whenever it was running. Honestly, I can't remember, and I can't believe I completely forgot about this design right here. I knew there was a reason that sort of piston feed tape thing just came straight into my head. It's because I've built it before. That's hilarious. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode on the Hermitcraft server. I have had a ton of fun today, and if you did enjoy, please sure to hit the like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.